Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Flying and Eating. Today, let's go somewhere and do something, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and I'm in Chicago, where I live. This is just a picture. Anyway, so today we are going to O'Hare Airport, and we're going to take a flight out to Newark, because I'm going to be a guest at a convention in Philadelphia called TooManyGames. Now, my buddy James is going to pick me up from there, and then that's how the whole adventure will start. However, there's going to be a little bit of a weirdness to this one. I had the option to basically take an intentional stop in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, why would I do that? I have no reason to go to Cleveland. I'll only be there for an hour. Well, one, it's just kind of interesting to, oh, it's in Cleveland for an hour. But two, the real reason is you get things like extra segments and typically extra miles when you do stuff like that. Sometimes you'll even get extra credits and things like that if they reroute you. Though in this case, I chose to do that. So just kind of a pro tip there. It's a good way to boost your miles and all that stuff for future travel purposes. But there is one other goal when we get to Cleveland. I actually was in that airport a couple of years ago, and oddly, they had some of the best Cajun food I'd ever had. And I got Cajun relatives, spent a lot of time in New Orleans. I'm very much a foodie, and for some reason, that airport in Cleveland had really good stuff. And I'm hoping that place still exists. If not, we'll find something else. There it is. You have all that wait time, or you can go use the clear lane, which I've mentioned many times, but the clear lane, you have to have TSA pre-checks, you have to have done all that. Then you sign up for clear as a separate membership. Now, if you're with a certain airline, like if you have enough points or whatever, this will either be free or severely reduced. I love it. I take huge advantage of it, but it only works for, I'd say it's only valuable to the right type of flyer. So I'm now past security and I've decided to get something to eat at O'Hare. This is my personal recommendation to anyone who ever goes here. The Wolfgang Puck is ridiculous. I'm going to try and get the breakfast sandwich because they stopped serving it at 10:30, and it's about 10 right now, so I should be totally fine. Right there, the smoked ham and egg sandwich, that's what we want. So the people in front of me ordered the same thing I wanted, but they swapped the ham out for bacon, and I gotta say that sounds like a good idea, so I'm gonna do that. So there is the final result. I think I confused them a little with the bacon because they kept giving me the ham one and then I had to replace it, whatever. But I'm looking forward to trying it. Wolfgang Puck, never sleep on this place. The potatoes look a little sad today, but I'm sure they taste just fine.
So the potatoes were a little cold, but that's probably on me because I waited a little bit to get all the way to my gate to eat this. They were good though, a little soggy. But yeah, this is what it's all about. The sandwich there. Now, it may not look, you know, like much, but this breakfast sandwich is legit. So I got the first half already, and here's my assessment. It's good, but I think it's better with the ham, which kind of kills me and surprises me because I'm not a big fan of ham, and I love bacon like anybody does, really. But yeah, I don't know, it doesn't quite balance as right as the ham version. So there's probably a reason that Wolfgang Puck himself decided to do it that way.
So the sandwich ended up working out just fine. Good little holdover. Now it's time to board the flight and get to Cleveland.
Your rollover suitcases, make sure you put those in overhead bins, wheels or handles out toward the aisle, just the illustration shows the underside of the bin.
Including during boarding and deplaning of the aircraft. If you need a new mask, we do have them here free of charge.
So I'm now in Cleveland Airport, first time back in Cleveland in quite some time. I only have like maybe like 45 minutes to go and see if I can find this food, to see if it even still exists. Also, I have to get to my gate. Now, this is the gate I came from, and I have a very long journey to that gate. It's going to take a while. These are all the things in Cleveland that I will not be seeing because I won't be here. So this is one of those places that like cleans your shoes. It's not open at the moment. I think they had to be careful not to call it a Cleveland steamer. So I also think the Rock and Roll Museum must be here. If I recall correctly, it is. Yep, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because man, they got guitars everywhere. They have their own ballpark mustard here. Proudly partnered with a team that doesn't exist anymore. That's kind of sad. So unfortunately for me, I am in Cleveland, but the restaurant I was talking about earlier that surprisingly had amazing Cajun food no longer exists. This is like in Madison when I went there, and All Infusion, the best Indian restaurant in the United States, suddenly doesn't exist anymore. Not that this is going to be the best Cajun food in the world. It was just astonishingly good for an airport, especially an airport in Cleveland, but there it was. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of full from the breakfast sandwich anyway, so now I'm just going to go wait and we're going to head out to Newark.
luggage for transport on your flight. Do not accept it.
We're officially back in Newark. For me, it's only been like a couple days, and you would never know I don't actually live here. Anyway, so now I'm going to head out of the airport. James is going to pick me up, and we'll see what the plan is. I asked him if he wanted to go into Manhattan. He didn't really seem to have any interest in that. They have this thing called the Global Bazaar, so there's a bunch of restaurants and stuff in there. The way it works is you basically get items you want, and then you pay for them like a self-checkout. Restaurants all have like a little scannable ticket thing. It's kind of strange, but they also have these little kiosks, and you can see there's little like tablets there. Those you can order food from, and it's brought to you.
Hey, I'm in the car, and I'm with Walmart me, as people say. Yeah, sometimes people say very horrible things and call him that. That's not nice. James is a good boy. James was cool enough to pick me up. As I said before, we're going to Too Many Games tomorrow, but tonight there's no real plans, so we're not going into Manhattan. But what we've decided to do is we're going to hit up Edison, New Jersey, and get some pizza. Now, I'm a pizza snob, as most people from either Illinois, New York, or New Jersey are, and the reason we're that way is because pizza is not safe outside of those states. The rest of the country has no idea what they're doing when it comes to pizza. So what we're going to do is hit up a place from in Edison, New Jersey that we know a buddy of ours recommends, and we're going to see how that turns out. You excited, James?
Yes. We're here. It's called Highland Pizza. Anything you can tell us about this place, James?
Yeah, their pizza's pretty good. I've been here, coming here for a couple years now. They have really good fries, which Rob Steiner,
buddy of ours,
will be able to attest to.
What are they called?
He calls them crack fries.
Crack fries. Now,
they're addictive.
I do want to try these things, but I am in New Jersey and I got to do pizzas. I believe that's called a grandma, but I don't even remember. Yeah. What's that one called?
That is just a Sicilian.
A thick Sicilian. Yeah. And I don't even know. I just pointed at it because it looked good.
Everybody's gonna hate my slices.
Yeah, he went for the Hawaiian.
I love pineapple on pizza.
Which is funny because it's actually a Canadian invention. They don't even eat this in Hawaii.
Yep.
It's all a lie. Everything you know is a lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dive in. Unfortunately, they didn't. My standard for New York, New Jersey style pizza is margarita pizza, but interestingly, they didn't have it. And I know the stereotype standard is pepperoni. Pepperoni's fine, but it's so like boring to me. Pizza was decent. I've definitely had better New York style in New York.
Traffic.
James is the type of person who does play in traffic. My recommendation for New York / New Jersey style pizza remains Uncle Paul's Pizza in Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
But this pizza is solid. It's better than like what you'll have in almost every state other than New York, New Jersey, or Illinois. But by New Jersey, New York standards, it was just kind of mediocre. It was fine, but New Jersey, I know you can do better. We are on our way out to Too Many Games, but we decided we want to go get food first. So we're stopping here at Mary Ann's Home Cooking, which Homeboy here recommended. He said it was pretty solid. Right? You've had this? Or did,
yeah, it's pretty
or did you find it on Google? I don't remember.
No,
what really happened.
So I found it on Google, but then I realized I've actually been here like 2 years ago and it was pretty good.
So there you go. We're going to see if this lives up to the hype. So at diners like this, I like to try to find something they claim is their specialty. Now, they don't have anything like that specifically on this menu, but you can see this page is like a lot of stuff, so nothing here is probably that special to them. But on this page, you can see when they've just decided this is what we're good at. So within that context, I try to find the thing I've never heard of or seems special. Boom, the holy cannoli French toast. Look at this. Read that. That sounds crazy. So I'll probably get the full stack. And as a side, because I want something savory and I'm fat and that means I can do this stuff, I'm probably going to get the bacon cheddar home fries. It has arrived. The holy cannoli French toast. Looks fantastic. And those are the bacon cheddar homestyle fries. That looks insane. James also got the bacon cheddar homestyle fries. He got some toast.
Oh yeah.
And he got this omelet. So you already tried your bacon cheddar fries, and how did that go?
Fantastic.
So the process has begun. Unfortunately, they only have like the high fructose corn syrup, fake syrup stuff, which is really a shame. Like, because real maple syrup, infinitely better. And it's really a key ingredient. It's kind of a shame that legit places like this don't typically have that around, depending on where you are. But so the way this works is they put the cannoli, like, I know it's not showing up too well, but inside there's like a layer of the cannoli cream. It's really very good, as you would probably expect. That's probably a better shot of it. So you can see the bread on the two sides, but that cannoli cream in the middle, he gives us this really interesting balance. It's like a little bit more, while it's sweet, it's a little bit more like savory sweet, if that makes any sense. I think it balances incredibly nicely. I'm kind of surprised. I've never heard of this concept before. So the whipped cream is not usually something I'd be a huge fan of, but it really bleeds into this really well and gives it kind of this cooler, refreshing taste to kind of offset the actual French toast flavor. It's really, really something. This is really, really good. So that was clearly successful. Now it's time to dive into this. I have not tried this at all yet. Before we do that though, James, how was your omelet?
Very good.
What was in it?
It was like bacon, sausage.
We are great. Thank you. Oh no, I'm good.
Can I get a refill of the coffee and water? Thank you. So it's like bacon, sausage, cheddar cheese, green peppers, and mushrooms, I believe. So kind of like a Western omelet.
Yeah, it seems pretty solid.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, they give you the free refills on the coffee. This is quite good, although it's clearly nothing. It's not special. It's just potatoes, meat, and cheese. It's delicious, but it's just funny because it's nothing. It's nothing like creative. It's just like they took 3 amazing ingredients, threw them together, and like eat this, and like yeah, it's good.
I was here 2 years ago, and the food was fantastic. I came here today, obviously, as you know, and I'd say it's still really good. Yeah.
Marianne's breakfast and lunch. Check it out.
And they have, also to add, they also have like this thing with Coca-Cola where they have a bunch of Coca-Cola merch. So if you like the history of Coke, which I personally don't care about, it's pretty cool.
It was weird. It was almost like being in the World of Coke Museum in Atlanta. And I was like, does Coca-Cola own this place or something? And we asked the guy about it, and he was like, oh, the original owners, they just put a puzzle up on the wall, and people just loved it, so we just embraced it, and it's like, Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I think it led to him collecting like a bunch of Coke merch and all that stuff.
Anyway, so now we're on our way to Too Many Games.
Before the storm at Too Many Games, waiting for the primary entrance area. I got my guest badge all set up, and yeah, much excited. I'm looking forward to buying stuff, collecting stuff, as always, meeting some of my buddies, as always. Too Many Games, always a good time. So we're in, it's just before the proper opening, so people are still setting things up. And you can see all sorts of video games. Like, so basically people have booths and they just sell tons and tons of stuff. There's guests, or I'm a guest in this case. There's also way more popular guests. There's panels, there's all sorts of cool stuff. I'm looking forward to hanging out with my friends and seeing weird stuff like that. Although I actually own one of those in a box. But just a lot of neat things. And the Sanyo 3DO, not gonna lie, that's tempting. There's James again. Jaguars, there's all sorts of great stuff all over the place. This is an extremely impressive amount of Neo Geo stuff.
Yes, this
I'm just
is my,
saying, it's crazy.
This is my friend's personal collection. Realistically, he's...
Right here we have a landfill. It's ET from Atari 2600.
There you go. What we're about to do is we're waiting for James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, and we were supposed to escort him in to his panel.
Yep.
And he is unfortunately a tad late. I'm now at the Screenwave private party. You can see this food. Got a Philly cheesesteak. It's pretty decent. And our make our own tacos. And lots of other YouTubers just hanging out. Good time. So we are heading back to the convention. Decided to get a little breakfast. Went to Wawa again. Got a breakfast burrito. And my only gripe here is that I ordered it with sour cream, and they were like, "Oh, here's a pack of it." I'm like, put it in the thing, like, 'cause it's sealed up now. Bad design. I guess James got a pre-made bagel thing going on. Not exactly exceptional stuff, but, we're about efficiency this morning.
So Too Many Games is officially over, and now this is Good Rob. There's Bad Rob, who you've seen in other videos, Rob Thanos. This is Good Rob. His last name is Steiner, and the way you remember the difference is Steiner is finer, but Janos is Thanos.
I like that.
Yeah. So now he has taken custody of me away from James, and we are on our way to get pizza. Where are we going?
We're going to Chiofulos in Atlantic Highlands, Route 34, very close to Sandy Hook. So I would definitely highly recommend that, especially their pepperoni and sausage pie. So that's what we're going to try.
Yeah, he's
with the margarita.
Right, he's going to get one of those. My standard for New York/New Jersey style pizza is the margarita, but we're just going to do like a swap. He'll take half, I'll take half, etc. Yeah. And we'll enjoy that. Also, we picked up Honey stays. Look, there you are. Look at you, pretty girl. Yeah, this is one of the best dogs ever.
So we wandered into a Goodwill and we found a very unique oddity. This is a straight up VCD player in the US. It supports PAL and NTSC. I don't know, man, that's kind of crazy. So here we are. So we just got in. The place was hilariously, it was closed temporarily, but we waited it out because Rob is convinced that this is great. So there it is. And the menu back, there's the kitchen back there, all sorts of good stuff. I'm really excited about it. Here's some samples by the slice. Now these have been out for a while, so don't judge, but I'm really looking forward to this. I really like New York/New Jersey style pizza. They have a whole bunch of craft sodas. You got birch beer, which I've never heard, but never had, but I've heard of many times. Orange, grape, vanilla, black cherry. A lot of stuff looks pretty good. I might actually have to get one of these. He convinced me to try a birch beer.
Yeah, and this is not the typical color of birch beer either. It's not clear. So birch beer is usually on like a kind of color where it's a lot darker. So I am actually not sure
I don't
what's
know
going to be going.
I have legit no idea what to expect. I've never had a birch beer before. I've heard of it. It's mostly just an East Coast thing. I don't think I've ever seen it outside of like Jersey or...
What about like a sarsaparilla or...
That's something like yeah. Maybe it's just the name difference. I plead ignorance on this one. But this one is unique to this restaurant, and apparently clear is special.
Birch beer is something where younger I would associate more with like a root beer, but it's a lot sweeter than that. This is why I started saying like, oh, it's more like maybe like a sarsaparilla, something that has a little bit more like sugary, syrupy kind of flavor to it. It's hard to describe, but when you have it, there's nothing else you're ever going to have that like tastes like this, like in terms of like a soda kind of thing. So you ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's do this. Got it right here.
All right, I'm going with you.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. It's like, it tastes a lot like a root beer to me, but a much sugary, like more sugary root beer.
And it's clear, which is throwing me off because part of it is also the color. Yeah. Actually, if you get a birch beer, it's like not black. It's more of like it's almost like a brownish purple almost, but it's like so dark. It's weird to look at in the this clear is throwing me off.
We have a different perspective because I have no real context on this.
So, yeah, you're never going to see another clear birch beer as far as I'm concerned.
It's good, you know. I mean, again, it's my only case study, but hey, if you're ever out at Chiofulos. So the more we both sat on it, we realized the birch beer kind of has this like licorice aftertaste, and we both don't like licorice, but it's like a sweet licorice, and it oddly kind of works. Now we've got our pizzas.
That is mine, although really we're going to be splitting these. Yeah. And
I'll take this guy.
Take that for a
there
second.
Out of the way.
And there is his. Now, what did you get again?
I got the sausage pepperoni.
Now, why is the sausage here a big deal?
I like it because it's chunky. It's got that nice chunky Italian sausage, and I hate when it's the sliced sweet sausage that I get pretty much anywhere else. It's fine for what it is, but this just gives it so much texture and pop to it. It's so good.
He just dived in, man. And
I just dove right in.
It's falling apart, but in a good way. That's kind of what a good slice is supposed to do.
Yeah, it's like the undercarriage towards like the front of it is like a little droopy, but once you start getting past like the middle, everything's solid. You just have to be prepared and be ready. Once it cools down a little bit, it's not so...
It's not a volcano.
Oh no, I lost all my cheese.
Yeah, I gotta wait a little. I want to really enjoy it, not burn my face. But Rob,
I'm going right.
Yeah, he's going.
This is actually the front part of this is perfect, where I'm not burning my face right now, because I'm terrible with that. I don't want to lose the skin on the top of my mouth.
Right, but here's the thing. So he knows what he's in for. He's craving it. I've never had this particular place, so I'm not as dying for it. We're gonna do this. This is my first reactions here, other than maybe, ow, my mouth is on fire.
Yeah, go slow with that.
No, that's
That's absolutely fantastic. That's definitely in the higher up of the upper echelon of my margarita pizzas. And that's one bite in. There's this little bit of like some sort of little aftertaste there with some of the cheese, but in like a good way. I can't really describe it. I don't really know what it is, but it's almost like, this is gonna sound like a bad description, but it's almost like a little bit of like a greasy aftertaste, but in a very good way. I don't know how, I know that doesn't sound appealing, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, like, this looks on the surface like, oh, this is a disgusting greasy pizza but there's just so much flavor and harmony with it, though.
Yeah.
It just works.
I agree.
I mean, if you're that kind of person that wants to like dab it with a paper towel, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for it, but without it, you're missing something.
We also have a visitor.
We got the Bumbles.
So that was very successful. We have traded slices. I'm about to try the pepperoni and sausage combo that you have spoke so highly of. Now, I noticed this one seems to fall apart a little bit more than the one I've got. You can try it for yourself.
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, but here we go.
Ooh, now that's good.
That's a really good piece of pepperoni and sausage right there. Like, wow. Like, this is kind of amazing, actually. I get why you're, like, all about this.
Oh, good. I'm not just whistling Dixie.
No, you're good. You this place, Chiofulos, pizza. Try this place. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this might be the best pizza in New Jersey.
Whoa. That's a bold claim.
It is.
But I'll take it.
It is. Now, granted, I'm not from here, but I've had pizza in many parts of this state. So I'm open to trying more, obviously. But right now, this is the top of the list. This is king in this state. So any other pro tips or anything about this place that you'd like to tell anybody?
Well, I was telling you as we were finishing up that basically the cheese with the pizza, you have to get it fresh. Like like the 5 or 10 minutes when you let it to cool down, right there you have like about a 5 to 10 minute window to like jump right in. If you don't do that, the cheese kind of starts to cool off and kind of congeal a little bit. At that point, you've lost the magic of the cheese at that point. The sauce is phenomenal. The crust is great, especially when you get to that nice line of where the sauce and the dough kind of meets towards the crust. That is the prime time right there, especially if it's a little bit thinner. It just soaks right into it. Oh, it's so good. But that would be my pro tip in there. You have to eat it within like a 10-minute window, about 5 to 10 minutes after you get it, so you don't burn the roof of your mouth. Get max flavor on there. And Honey liked it because she got a couple sausages.
And a pepperoni.
Yeah, did you like those sausages? You did.
Basically concluding the evening here, Rob and I just watched a bunch of cartoons and stuff, and I'm gonna go to bed. And then tomorrow I'm going home to Newark. Well, I'm going to Newark and then going home. So yeah, pretty much the end of the video here. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you could like, comment, subscribe, I appreciate that. Hit me up in the description, all the social media stuff, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that. I appreciate that as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.